Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And after the recent success of my latest video and you guys absolutely loved it, I thought I'm going to give you yet another very easy build to do on Gran Turismo 7. This one is at Circuit de la Sarthe and it's using the Alpine VGT. I'll show you how to get the car in just a second, and the only things you're going to need on this again is the ballast, the power restrictor and your tyres. But before we do get into it, again I want to thank you guys very much for the support you've given the channel. I want to take the opportunity to invite you guys to hit the subscribe button. It'll just help the channel out massively, and also more importantly as well, do just drop a like and tell me in the comments what you think of this build. So let's not waste any time, let's get straight into the build itself. Now as always, if you don't have this car already, you're going to need to go into Brand Central, pop over to Europe and drop down into France. Now when you get there, you're going to look for Alpine. Don't confuse it with Renault, it is definitely Alpine. Once you go in, go to the showroom and it's going to be the second one. It's this white car here. I just had a look at the other ones just to see what else they do in terms of PP. I'm going to choose to go with black for some reason, which doesn't really matter. It doesn't make the car any faster. And then when I got it, it's going to have a nice little presentation. But I wasn't happy with that. We need to go and do some tuning. So what we're going to do, go into Club Sports, get your power restrictor. It's only going to cost you 800, and your ballast, and it's going to cost you 500. Now what I always get with every car, and you're going to need it for this race, is the racing hard tyres, which is 18500, and then you're going to get the intermediate tyres. Now you probably could do this on the intermediates alone. I'll explain that in a bit. This is your build. Press pause, have a look at it. It's extremely simple. It's literally power restrictor and ballast. And then what I thought, why not go for an Alpine Blue? Once you get there, you then need to go into the world circuits, go into Europe, and you're going to go into 24 hours Le Mans, and it's a touring car 700 race that you're going to need to select. Once you're there, go into the race itself, and this race, it's not going to be the quickest. As with all these builds that I'm doing, it's not to give you the ultimate race time. It's to give you a car that's easy to build, not a lot of fiddling. For those of you that are a bit like me, who don't understand anything about mechanics, car setup, etc., you just want to get a car, take it for a drive, but also get your credits. So this car itself, look at the acceleration on this thing. This car is an absolute monster when you're accelerating in straight lines, and you're just going to overtake cars with ease on the straights. Now what I did in the first lap is keep it in fuel mix 1 until you get past the leader. Now with me, I was driving a bit cautious. I didn't want to push too much, but look at me, I'm going to have a little bit of fun weaving in and out, and that's how quick this car actually is. It just flies through these cars, especially in 6th and 7th gear. Once you get towards the leader, at that point you're then going to drop the fuel mix down, save a bit of fuel, because you don't want to spend as long in the pit stop, because you're only going to do one pit stop in this race that you don't really need. So as you can see here, the acceleration is fantastic. The car brakes. This car's got air brakes. Those little flappy things on the side, I mean, they're probably air brakes. That's what they're called. A bit like an airplane. And those things just help you slow down. Now, what this car does struggle with is the initial acceleration. That is the downside with it. But Le Mans has got so many long straights that it's not really going to matter, because look at this. You just catch these cars up so quick that you're just going to take it easy. Like at this point, I sat in behind, get a bit of slipstream, and by this point I'm already in P4. Now the leaders tend to have a bit of a gap. I'm not sure why. They're so far ahead of everyone else, but we're going to catch up with them towards the end of the first lap. As you can see, going into the Porsche curves, I believe these are the Porsche ones. Do correct me if I'm wrong, because it's been a few weeks since we've been here. And as soon as you get past the leader, drop your fuel mix down. At this point I went to 4, you could probably go to 6. It's not really going to matter. The car handles brilliantly through those corners. And then when you get to lap 2, look at your radar. You're going to check where the rain is coming. Now I did this about 3 times and the rain came around lap 2 at some point at the start or middle of lap 2. So I thought, just going to go in, get the intermediate tyres on, and then I don't need to worry about it. But be a bit more careful, because I've made a few mistakes in this race, so that the overall time is going to deceive you quite a bit, because I've made a few mistakes. I will show you a couple of them. That was one of them. When you go into the pits, I'm just going to zoom through this, because I just want to show you that you get the intermediate tyres, and then what you need to do is fill up the car to the brim. Completely fill it up, and when you come out of the pits, just be careful if there's any traffic. I was quite lucky here that there was no one behind, but there has been races that I've done where the leaders have actually caught up. Well, not the leaders, the pack has actually caught up. Now by the end of lap 3, you've seen there we were 20 seconds behind. We gained 3 seconds in that lap, but most importantly, we've avoided having any mistakes. Now this car in the wet, if you're trying it on the racing hards in the wet, very hard to handle like any other car. There's just no grip, too much water. But by the start of lap 4, look at this, we're 24 seconds ahead. I took my eye off the ball, and look, just don't take your eye off the ball, just don't do what I did. I crashed, lost a bit of time again, and I think I had this happen about 2 or 3 times, so I was just, it was late at night, I was just struggling to keep concentration. But when you get to lap 6, I've turned the fuel mix up to 1. I knew I had enough fuel. Look at that, we've got over a minute lead. And when you come to the end of the race, look at this, almost 2 minutes advantage over the pack. Now, it wasn't quite enough to just sit there. I thought, you know what, I made a few mistakes, I'm just going to bolt it and head off. Now, if I didn't make those mistakes, I probably wouldn't need to do an extra lap. But even then, it's just an extra lap. It was only 2 minutes over the half an hour. And it's a nice, easy drive. The car handles fantastic. Again, you can probably go and put a build in it where the suspension is going to be stiffer. The car's going to handle better, but that's not what this one is for, as I've said before. But there we go, 31 minutes 51, not the quickest as I've said, but we're going to get the credits, 825,000, clean race bonus we got, and this is just a fantastic drive. But anyway guys, thank you very much for watching. Please do hit that subscribe button, like the video, and just drop me a comment, and I will try and give you some more builds in the next coming weeks. I'm going to try and find builds that are easy, not necessarily the quickest. But before you do go, do take this opportunity to check out these 2 videos that I'm going to leave on the screen for you. One is going to be the build that I did for Sardinia in the Audi RS5, and the other one's just going to be another video of my selection for you. So thank you very much, and I will see you on the next one. See you later.